hope that everybody is feeling okay this morning. As always, just make sure that you are resting, taking any breaks whenever you need to throughout your practice. It is your practice, so just make sure that you are checking back in and honouring your body, and take the options and modifications. That is what they are there for. So I just mentioned before, if anybody has, if you've got a yoga strap, maybe have that to hand. If not, if you've got the belt that goes around a dressing gown, maybe just grab that. And again, if not, it doesn't matter. It's just if you've got that to hand, and if you've maybe got some books or bricks, just maybe have those to hand as well, just for the latter part of the practice. So we are going to start in a kneeling position actually this morning. Usually start in a seated position, but we're going to come to start in kneeling. So just allowing the sit bones to really sink into the heels, closing down through your eyes, and then just resting your palms, your hands in your lap, palms face up towards the ceiling. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, rolling your shoulders up, back and down. Just lightly sigh it out through your mouth. So as always, just taking these first few moments to really settle into your practice, to arrive on your mat. Allowing your body to start to settle and to soften. Becoming aware of what you can sense, what you can feel around you. Becoming ever more present as you start to tune out any mind chatter, any thoughts of maybe what happened yesterday or what you're having for lunch or dinner tonight. Starting to feel that connection to your mat beneath. Your shins, the tops of your feet grounding down. Maybe feeling the temperature of the air on your skin. Can you feel where your eyelids meet as they close? And then taking your awareness to the soles of your feet. And taking a gentle body scan, working your way up towards the crown of your head. Feeling every single part of you. Observing how you're feeling in your physical body right now. Noticing for any areas of tension, of tightness. And equally any areas you're maybe feeling open this morning. Taking that awareness a little deeper now. Starting to think about why it is you have logged on this morning. Why it is that you have taken this time out of your day. What it is you're wanting to get from your practice. If there's maybe something you feel you need to give yourself. And whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you. And it could be different than what you thought it might be when you first woke up this morning. It could be different to your practice last week or the week before or yesterday. Whatever that is right now in this moment, I invite you to just set an intention around that. Something that you can continue to honour for you. Honouring it with no judgments, with no expectation. And then starting to come to your breath. So not changing anything at first, just simply observing. Being that external watcher, again with no judgment, with no expectation, just seeing where the breath is happening in your body. Observing how it feels, whether your inhale is maybe longer than your exhale, or maybe it's the other way around. Starting to feel the coolness of the air on your nostrils as you inhale. And the slight warmth, the slight tickling sensation as you exhale. And then just starting to deepen that breath now. As you inhale, feeling your belly balloon. And as you exhale, feeling your navel drawing back towards your spine, the sense of hugging back, tightening. Again, inhaling, belly balloons. Feel the lengthening through your spine, crown of your head growing tall towards the ceiling. Exhale, navel drawing back to spine, feeling the sense of grounding down. Inhaling, belly balloons. This time drawing that breath up into your rib cage. Draw it up into your chest and then holding, pausing with that breath at the top. And then as you exhale, allowing first of all your chest to release, your rib cage, and then your belly again, navel drawing back to spine. Pause, hold the breath at the bottom. Inhaling, belly balloons, rib cage expands, chest rises. Pause, hold your breath at the top. Observe what's happening in the body. And then as you exhale, releasing the breath from your chest, your rib cage, and again your belly, pausing, holding at the bottom. Inhaling, belly balloons, rib cage expands, chest rises, pausing at the top. And exhaling, chest releases, rib cage relaxes, navel draws back to spine, pause at the bottom. And now just completing a few more rounds of this 3-part breathing to the rhythm of your natural breath. So again, breathing into belly, rib cage and chest. Exhaling, chest, rib cage and belly. And if you feel the mind starting to wander, just accept that, acknowledge where it goes. Say hi to the thoughts and then just let them pass, taking your awareness back to your breath, back to what is happening and back to the present moment. Starting to come back to your natural breath now. Breathing in and out through your nose, steady, equal breaths in, and then steady, equal breaths out. On the next inhale, you can keep the eyes closed or you can maybe flutter them open, sweeping the hands up above the head, reaching and sparking all the way to fingertips. As you exhale, right hand drops down to the right of the mat and left hand reaches overhead. Trying to keep your bottom still connected to the heels here. Maybe taking A twist slightly through the neck, gazing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, taking it back up to center. As you exhale, dropping the left arm down, right hand reaches overhead, taking it the other way. Inhale, come up to center. One more time, exhale, right hand drops down, left hand reaches over. Seeing if you can take it maybe a little deeper this time. Maybe taking a slight bend into that right elbow. Inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, left arm drops down, right hand reaches overhead. Inhaling, taking it back up to center. So reaching again all the way to the fingertips, sit bones still grounding down, taking a deep breath in. On the exhale, you're going to reach the right hand behind you, left hand in front, taking your gaze on that right thumb behind. So again, reaching all the way to fingertips. If you want to take this a little deeper, maybe dropping that right arm down behind you, left hand reaching up and over the head, opening through the front of the body. Staying connected to your breath. Inhale, coming all the way back up, arms reaching up above the head. On the exhale, taking it the opposite way, so left arm behind this time, right hand in front, taking the gaze on the left thumb behind you. If that feels too much in the neck, you can just keep it down towards the knees in front. If you want to take it a little deeper, dropping that left hand down to the mat behind, right hand reaches overhead, almost pushing the chest forward. Inhaling, taking it back up to center. On the exhale now, you're going to take your hands, palms of the hands to the knees, round through the upper back, chin comes to chest. So really drawing shoulder blades apart here. Flowing through a variation on cat-cow. As you inhale, moving the hands along the thighs towards the hip creases. Chin lifts, chest shines forward, squeezing shoulder blades together. As you exhale, hands slide back down the thighs towards the knees, chin to chest, shoulder blades draw apart. So linking your breath and your movement here. And try to keep it a fluid motion. So one breath and one movement, linking, merging into the neck. So there's no real end to either of them. So it's like a wave through the spine. And then you can take any other movement that feels good here right now. Maybe just moving around in circles. Again, maybe just reaching side to side or back and forth. Just tuning in with what feels good to you right now as we just gently start to warm up. Okay, coming to stillness. Taking the hands in front of you, spreading fingers as wide as you can, tucking your toes under, coming to find our first downward facing dog of the practice. So sit bones lifting up and back. And you might just want to walk the dog out here, bending into alternate knees. Again, just really tuning in with what feels good for you right now. Remembering it is your practice. Coming to stillness. Drawing the heels down. And then on the inhale, coming up onto tiptoes and slowly walking the tiptoes. Feet towards hands, standing with the feet just hip distance apart. And again, you might just want to bend into the knees here, alternate bends. And then pausing with a bend in the left knee, reaching your right hand up towards the ceiling, gazing on that thumb again, just taking a twist through the side body here. So really moving that right upper arm bone back. Exhale, take it back down, forward fold. Bending into alternate knees again. And then pausing with a bend in the right knee, left hand reaches up towards the ceiling, gazing on that left thumb, upper arm bone drawing back. Exhale, release, dropping the left hand back down. So just taking opposite hands to opposite elbows here. You can keep a slight bend in the knee if that feels good for you. Just letting everything hang forward, rocking, swaying side to side. It should feel really nice release in the back here, just letting gravity take over. And really starting now to just feel into the feet as well. So as you're hanging here, just lift the toes off the mat and then spread them back out as wide as you can, creating that strong foundation connection to that support beneath you. Coming to stillness. We're slowly going to rise up vertebrae by vertebrae, so still allowing the arms to just hang heavy here in front and feeling as the spine opens up. Inhale, take the hands, reaching them up above the head, extended mountain pose again, sparking all the way to fingertips, still feeling into the toes here. As you exhale, hands through heart center, hinge from the hips, fold forward. And take as much of a bend into the knees. Again, feeling into the feet. Reverse swan dive, so take the hands out as wide as you can, lifting all the way back up, feeling into the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, hands overhead. As you exhale, hands through heart center, taking a bend into the knees, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive, take the hands out wide, coming all the way back up and overhead, deep breath in. Again, exhale, hands through heart center, bending into the knees, feeling into the feet, folding forward. Inhale, hands out wide, reverse swan dive, take it all the way back up. On the next exhale, folding forward. And this time, as you inhale, taking it into a halfway lift, back flat, hands extending to the shins or down to the mat, crown of your head reaching forward. As you exhale, planting the hands down on the mat, step both feet back, finding high plank. So just starting to engage your core here in your high plank, pushing heels away, crown of the head again, reaching forward, gaze down on the mat. Staying here for a couple more breaths. Starting to fire up a little more. And then dropping knees down. Elbows stay in towards the sides as you lower all the way down onto your chest. As you inhale, taking a gentle baby cobra, hands either side of the chest, just lifting the chest slightly off your mat. Exhale, lowering back down. Inhale again, either baby cobra or taking it into a deeper, fuller cobra this time, but you can still keep a bend in the elbows here if that feels good. Gazing forward or down at the mat, option is yours. Exhaling, lowering again all the way back down. As you inhale, taking it back into your cobra, tucking your toes under and making your way back to downward facing dog. Heels draw down, shoulders away from ears. Gazing forward, in between the hands, slight bend into the knee. You can hop or step the feet towards the hands. Inhale to halfway lift, back flats. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Again, keeping as much of a bend in the knees here as feels good. Inhaling, taking the arms up. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center, hinge with the hips, lead with the chest, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, back flats. Exhale to plant the hands down, step or hop the feet back into your high plank. Option, you can flow through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Option is yours. If flowing through chaturanga, just rolling forward slightly first, lowering to your low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And as you exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. So 5 deep connective breaths in down dog here. Using it as a point of active recovery. So this time to connect back to the breath, to what is happening in your body. Gazing forward again, slight bend into the knees. Hop or step the feet towards the hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, take the hands up above the head, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center, folding and hinging Uttanasana. Inhale again, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, hop or step the feet back, high plank. Flow chaturanga or drop down to your knees, your chest, your chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, tuck toes under, take it back downward facing dog. Again, staying here for a few connecting breaths. On the next inhale, we're going to take it into a 3-legged dog. So right leg lifts. And then flexing through the toes here. So toes pointing towards the mats. Squeezing through your thighs. We're going to take it into a baby scorpion. So bending at that right knee. So almost like you're stacking right hip on top of left. Now there's an option, you can remain here or you can take it into your wild thing. With control, dropping that right foot over the body. The bottom just drops towards the mat. And then as you inhale, lifting, reaching right hand overhead, hips pushing up towards the ceiling. Really strong connection through the left hand in towards the mat here. So roots to rise. Strong roots, strong foundation to lift up a little more through the hips. As you exhale, take it back, find high plank. And then we're going to take it from here just straight into our fallen triangle. So right leg reaches over towards the left, pivoting on the feet, left hand reaches overhead. Again, pushing up through the hips, strong through that right hand. So you're on the outer edge of the right foot, inner edge of the left foot. Exhale, take it back, find high plank. And flow through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Head, neck relaxed. Really just spread those fingers wide in your downward facing dog. And then coming to repeat on the opposite side. So finding that strong 3-legged dog again. Left leg lifts, right heel draws down. And again, continue flexing through the left foot here. Taking a bend into that knee now, stacking left hip on top of right. Keep the weight in the hands. Option to remain here or take it a little bit deeper. Mindfully dropping the left leg over the body, the bottom drops down. Inhale, pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. Right hand, strong support into that mat. Pushing the hips a little further up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, take it back, high plank. Engaging into the core. Left leg reaches over towards the right. Taking our fallen triangle. Right hand reaches up and overhead. So again, pushing up through the hips. And here you want to be on the outer edge of the left foot, inner edge of the right foot. Exhale, take it back, high plank. And again, flow through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Exhaling as you lower down. Inhale to cobra. Tucking toes under. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. So we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. You can stay in your down dog or you can come to child's pose. Knees wide, big toes to touch, sit bones to heels. And just allowing your forehead or your chin just to melt into your mat. Really taking a moment to observe where your breath is happening in your body now. Cast your mind back to when you first started your practice and notice the difference. But know that you have the ability within you to control your breath, to bring about a little more calm. So just steadying the breath out, feeling the rise and the fall of your body. Okay, transferring weight back into the hands, tucking the toes under, coming back to find downward facing dog if you were in child's pose. Gazing forward, slight bend into the knee, hop or step the feet in towards the hands, inhale to halfway lift, exhale to fold, Uttanasana. On the next inhale, we're going to take it into chair pose. So drop the bottom low, reach the hands up towards the ceiling or in front of you, shoulders away from ears. And you want your weight to be in the heels here. Focus that breath. As you exhale, folding forward again. Inhale to halfway lift. On the exhale now, we're going to take it into a lunge, just stepping the left foot back, dropping down to that left knee. Coming into a low lunge. As you inhale, taking the hands, reaching them behind you. Big circle, bringing them up and overhead. Palms come to touch. As you exhale, drawing the hands down to heart center. So just closing down through your eyes now, take the awareness more to the internal. And you want to allow the hips to soften. And the movement here is in the hips moving forward. But not forcing anything, just allowing them naturally to soften. Inhaling, reaching the hands back up above the head. And then taking them out wide. Spark all the way to fingertips, drawing the hands behind you now. So you can just reach those hands behind chest, heart space shining forward. Or you can maybe take it a little deeper and interlace the fingers, squeezing the heels of the hands, the palms of the hands, and the shoulder blades together. Keeping the eyes closed. And knowing if it gets too much, just easing back a little bit. So being ever mindful of where your edge is, of where your point of resistance is. Exhaling now, taking the left hand to the inside of that right foot and taking a twist, reaching up towards the ceiling with the right hand, gaze on that thumb. So you want your right knee to be stacked over the ankle. And then really reaching that right hand up towards the ceiling, rolling, rotating the right shoulder blade down the spine. If you want to take it a little deeper, opening a little further through the hips, you can see if you can take that right hand to your left foot. So strong breaths here, in and out through your nose. And then exhale, releasing. We're going to take it into Skandasana, side lunge. So pivoting on the feet, keeping the bend in that front knee. You're going to extend the left leg out towards the side, flex through that left foot, and then reaching the left hand over the head in our side lunge, Skandasana. So option to remain here, just reaching that left hand overhead, feeling the opening through the whole left side of the body. If you want to take it a little deeper and play with a bind, you can play with taking that right hand around the right knee, left hand around the back. exhale, starting to release, taking both hands towards the front of the mat, pivoting the feet. We're going to take it into a front-facing forward fold. So triangle position with the legs. Inhale as you lift through the chest. And then as you exhale, folding down that right leg. You might just want to step the back foot in a little bit. Take a moment to just adjust and realign. And if you have bricks or books to hand, you can take them either side of that front foot. Just bringing the floor up to you a little bit more, folding deeper down that leg. So keeping hips squaring towards the front here. And using the breath with every exhale, allowing the body to soften that a little bit more. As you inhale now, dropping back down to the left knee, chest lift. As you exhale, straightening both legs out, folding again down that right leg. Inhale, drop to left knee, chest lift. Sinking and linking our breath and our movement. Exhale, folding down the right leg. Inhale, left knee drops, chest lifts. One more time, exhale, folding down the right leg. And then transferring the weight into that right foot now. We're going to take it into a standing split. So really powering through the right leg. Weight goes into that foot, lifting the left leg up towards the ceiling. And again, it doesn't matter here how high that left leg is lifted. Keep flexing through the foot though, toes pointing towards the mat, keep squeezing through that thigh. And the standing leg, you want it to be strong, but you can have softness in that knee. So the work is in the thigh, in the hamstring, in the quad. And if you're feeling playful, maybe take one hand to the right ankle. Maybe play with taking both hands. Observing what happens to your breath, what happens in your body where you can feel this. And then slowly stepping left foot back to right, take a nice forward fold. Keep as much of a bend in the knees, maybe take a little sway side to side. As you inhale, slowly rising up again, vertebrae by vertebrae, letting everything hang heavy. Reaching the top, sweeping the hands out wide, extended mountain pose. This time as you exhale, swan diving the hands and hinging from the hips, folding forward. On the inhale, taking another chair pose, dropping the bottom low, reaching the hands up in front of you. Again, weight into heels here, trying to keep the feet and the knees together. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then we're going to take it into our lunge on the opposite side. So right leg stepping back, this time dropping down to that right knee. Left knee stacked over left ankle. Allow the hips to start to soften. Inhale, take the hands behind you, reaching them up and overhead. Hands, palms come to touch. Exhale, drawing the hands down to heart center, closing down through your eyes. So again, just allowing your hips to start to soften here. Softening forwards. As you inhale, taking the hands back up above the head. And then again, circular motion, drawing them behind you, reaching all the way to fingertips. Shining the heart space forward. If you maybe want to interlace the fingers, squeezing heels of the hands and the shoulder blades together, just opening a little more through the shoulders and through your chest here. Continue allowing the body to be soft. And allow yourself to be soft with yourself. So not forcing. On the next exhale, taking right hand to the inside of the left foot. Taking a twist through the side body, left hand reaches up and overhead, gazing on that thumb. And again, really rolling and rotating the left upper arm bone back. If you want to take it a little deeper, bending the right knee and taking left hand to right foot. Remembering to stay connected. As you exhale, slowly release. We're going to take it back into Skandasana, side lunge on the opposite side. So you're literally just pivoting on the feet here, keeping the bend in the left knee, right leg reaches out towards the right, foot flexed, right hand can reach overhead. So again, feeling all the space being created in the right side body here. And if you want to take it a little deeper into a bind, left hand wrapping around the left knee, right hand behind the back. Really continue to roll and rotate the right upper arm bone back. As you exhale, taking both hands back to the front of the mat, pivoting the feet now facing the front. Maybe just step that back foot in a little bit as you inhale, lifting through the chest, filling the lungs. And then as you exhale, folding down that left leg. So trying to keep your hips squared towards the front and your spine long as you do this. So it's not so much about getting your nose to your knee and rounding through the upper back. It's more about chest to thigh. And you can keep a bend in the knee if that feels good for you. Again, you can take books or bricks to either side of the foot. As you just remember to meet yourself where you are. It's always much more important how we practice than what we practice. So practicing with intention and with attention. As you inhale now, you're going to drop the right knee down, chest lifts. And as you exhale, straightening out through the legs again, take it back, folding a little bit deeper maybe down that left leg. So linking the breath and the movement and really using that to aid you. Inhale, right knee drops down, chest lift. Exhale, straightening out slightly, folding down that left leg, exhaling. Inhale, right knee drops down, chest lifts. Exhale to fold. One more time, inhale, right knee drops down, chest lifts. Exhaling to fold. And then from here, taking it back into our standing split, so transferring the weight into that front foot, lifting through the right leg, foot flexed. And again, hips squaring towards the mat here. The standing leg strong, but keeping the knee soft. So working through again the hamstrings, the quads. Not putting the weight into the knee joint here. Maybe play with lifting that right leg a little more for one last breath. As you exhale, you're going to step the right foot back. Left leg steps back to meet it. Flow through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Exhaling as you lower down. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck toes under, take it back, finding downward dog and just really bending into the knees now. Just walk it all out. It should feel really good through the legs. And then just taking these wide big toes to touch, everybody finding child's pose for 5 breaths. Again, forehead or chin just softening into your mat here, and allow your shoulders to just release. Not holding any tension in any part of your body. And if you notice that you are doing so, just send your breath there. Really envisage in your mind's eye, on your exhale, sending your breath to that part of the body, allowing the tension to fizzle away, allowing anything that doesn't serve you to fizzle away. Okay, taking it back to downward facing dog, fingers spread wide, tucking toes under, lifting the bottom up and back. So in this downward facing dog, shoulders drawing away from ears. And you want to be putting the weight into all parts of your hands, so into the pads of your fingers, your knuckles, the heels of your hands. As you inhale, rolling the body forward, bending into the right knee, planting right foot in between the hands, we're taking it into warrior 1. So lifting up strong, slight angling of the back foot, hips squaring towards the front. Right knee stacked over the ankle, shoulders dropped, find ease. As you exhale, take it to warrior 2. So pivoting a little more on the back foot. Gaze on the middle finger of the front hand. Pelvis neutral here. So if you feel a dipping in the back, just drop the tailbone, lift the front of the pelvis. As you inhale, reach forward, flip the palm, taking it into reverse warrior. Right hand reaches overhead, left hand can come in a bind behind the back or down the left thigh. So keeping the bend in the front knee here. As you exhale, take it back to warrior 2. Finding Trikonasana now. Straightening out through that right leg, reaching the right hand forward, and then dropping down, left hand overhead, right hand to the inside of the calf, or maybe to a block or a book. Again, just bringing the floor up to you a little bit more. So in this Trikonasana, it's not about how much you can get that right hand down to the mat, because you'll see you're collapsing through the side body if you do that. You want to stay open and lifted. So lifting that left shoulder back. As you exhale, take it back, warrior 2. Flowing through that again. Inhale, reach forward, flip the palm. Exhale, right hand comes overhead, reverse warrior. Keep the bend in the front knee. Exhale, take it back, warrior 2. Finding Trikonasana, straightening out through the front leg, reaching forward with that hand. Exhale, dropping the hand down to the inside of the calf, left hand reaches overhead. So all the way from the left foot to the left hand, reaching, creating space, keep grounding down through the outer edge of that left foot. Exhale, take it back, warrior 2. Gazing on that hand. So on the next inhale, reaching both hands up above the head, turning the toes to face the long edge of your mat. Reaching all the way to fingertips, pelvis neutral. As you exhale, hands come behind the back, interlace the fingers. Again, squeezing shoulder blades together. Deep breath in. On the exhale, hinging from the hips, fold forward. So again, the knees can be bent here. They do not need to be locked out. Remember to meet yourself where you are. Head, neck, hanging heavy. And then releasing your hands, we're going to take it into a twist. So taking your right hand to your left ankle, reaching up with the left hand, gazing on that thumb. Twisting all through the side body. So really rotating that left shoulder blade down and moving the right shoulder forward. Exhale, come back to center. We're going to take it the opposite way. Hand to ankle, right hand reaching up towards the ceiling, gazing on that thumb. Again, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Twisting through the side body. And then taking your hands, framing that right foot. You're going to pivot on the feet and we're going to take it into a half split. So you're facing the back of the mat now, dropping down to your knee, and then you're going to extend. So the leg that's in front is flexed in front of you, toes flexed, pointing up towards the ceiling. So you want the kneeling knee, you want the hip crease to be over the knee. As you inhale, as you exhale, folding maybe a little bit down that knee if that feels good. You should feel it really deeply in the hamstrings. So again, keep the foot flexed, staying active with the exhale, maybe folding a little deeper. Transferring the weight now back into that front foot, tucking the toes of the right foot under. Taking it into a slight runner's lunge, and then we're going to walk the hands all the way around, coming to face the front of your mat. From here, we're going to take it into lizard. So dropping down to the left knee, right knee stacked over the ankle, and you can just take the hands to the inside of your right foot here. Just first of all, observing how this feels, allowing as your hips start to soften. Maybe take a gentle rock, just settling in. And then seeing if you can maybe take it a little deeper. If so, dropping down onto one forearm. Maybe play with dropping down to both forearms. So in this position, really dropping any expectation of how you think it should look. We all have different body makeup, different compression points, so the poses are just a guide. They will look different to each and every one of us. It's more important how it feels in the body, so know that if you can feel it, you are doing it. So deep opening through your hips, through your groin. Slowly we're going to start to ease out. So taking the weight into your hands, mindfully here, tucking the toes of the left foot under. You're going to push through that heel, push the left heel back, and then taking the right foot back into downward facing dog. So stretching it all out here, deep breath. And then we're going to come to repeat on the opposite side. So rolling the body forward, taking a bend into that left knee, step the foot in between the hands, we're finding warrior one. Just pivoting slightly on the back foot, inhale, taking it up, reaching the hands up and overhead. Hips again squaring towards the front of your mat here. As you exhale, take it to warrior two. Gaze in on the middle finger of the left hand. Find ease in the shoulders as you're in this warrior two. There's a tendency to really tense and lift them up. So just observe if you're doing that, finding ease. As you inhale, reach forward, flip the left hand. Exhale, take it back overhead, finding reverse warrior. Keeping that bend in the left knee. Exhale, come back, warrior two. Easing into Trikonasana now, so straightening out through the left leg, reaching the left hand forward, dropping left hand to the inside of left calf, right hand reaches overhead. And again, it's not about getting all the way down here, we're not collapsing through the side body. Stay open and stay lifted. On the next exhale, take it back. Warrior two, gaze on the middle finger of that hand. Linking breath and movement. Inhale, reach forward, flip the palm. Exhale, take it back overhead, reverse warrior. Space being created in the side body. Exhale, finding warrior two. Straightening out through the left leg, finding Trikonasana, reach forward with the left hand, then taking hand to calf, right hand reaches overhead. Exhale, find warrior two. On the next inhale, taking hands up and overhead, again facing the long edge of the mat. As you exhale, take the hands behind you, squeezing heels of hands, shoulder blades together. Shining heart space forward, and then on your exhale, hinging from your hips. So leading with the chest first. Again, you can keep a slight bend in the knees, folding down. If you maybe want to take a different hand variation, you can maybe reach the hands through the legs behind you or around the ankles. So just being playful, again, observing what feels good for you, honouring your practice. And then taking it back to a twist. So right hand to left ankle. Gazing on that left thumb. Exhaling, walking the hands over to the opposite side. Reaching the right hand up. Keep rolling that upper arm bone back. And as you exhale, taking it back again to the other side. Walking the hands all the way over, and we're going to take it into a half split this way. So dropping down to the left knee, right leg extended in front. So again, flexing through the feet here, through those right toes, pointing up towards the ceiling. Left hip crease over the left knee as you inhale, lift through the chest. And as you exhale, just folding down that leg. So you should be facing the back of your mat here. So again, just harnessing, using your breath. With every exhale, allowing the body to soften a little more. Giving yourself that permission. Okay, transferring the weight forward, tucking the toes of the left foot under, taking it into a slight runner's lunge. And then you're going to take the hands, walk them all the way through center pivot on the feet, come to face the front of your mat as you take it into your lizard on the opposite side. So dropping down to right knee, Left knee stacked over left ankle. Again, just taking the hands to the inside of that left foot first of all. Connecting to how this feels in your body, allowing the hips to start to soften. And then seeing if the body's inviting you a little deeper, and if it is, maybe drop down to one forearm. Maybe drop down to the other forearm and know that this will feel different in this side to the other side. Might feel different to how it felt when you last did it. So just being patient with yourself. Again, not forcing anything, just using the power of your breath to ease a little more each and every exhale. Okay, tucking the toes of the right foot under, taking the weight back into your hands. With control, carefully, stepping the left foot back, finding downward facing dog. And again, just maybe take a walk of the legs here, bending at the knees, pedaling it out. Should feel really good through your hips. And then we're just going to take some deep lion's breaths here. So as you inhale, just come up onto your tiptoes. And then as you exhale, I want you to sigh it out through your mouth and draw your heels down. Just really let everything go. Inhale, lifting up onto tiptoes. Exhale. One more time, lift up onto tiptoes. As you exhale, I want it to be so loud that the neighbours are wondering what the hell's going on. Exhale, drop the heels down. Okay, rolling forward into high plank. Dropping down to your knees. Lowering all the way onto your chest. So just taking your forehead to rest into the mat here, hands down by your sides. Allowing the weight of your body to melt. We're going to take it into some back bends. So starting with locust. So crown of the head reaching towards the front of the room. Gazing down towards the mat. And now as you inhale, you're going to reach your legs behind you, sparking all the way to the toes, flexing those toes, reaching all the way to fingertips, and lifting your chest, your calves, and maybe your thighs off the mat. So really reaching, keep the gaze down, not compressing through the neck. Maybe lift a little more. As you exhale, lower it all the way back down. You can take a cheek to rest on the mat here, and then just windscreen wipe your legs side to side. Then we're going to come to repeat on the opposite side. Or repeat again. So taking the head back towards 12 o'clock, hands reaching down behind you. Now you can come to locust or you can come to bow. So starting in locust, reaching the hands behind you, reaching the feet behind you. If you want to take it to bow, you can take your feet to your hands. So taking the feet to the top, taking the hands, sorry, to the tops of the feet, pushing the feet into the hands and lifting up through your chest. So options, low, bow or locust. Keeping that gaze down, so not compressing through the neck. Lifting everything up, maybe a little bit more. As you exhale, release, opposite cheek comes to rest on the mat. And again, maybe just windscreen wiper those legs side to side. coming to some stillness. Taking your hands either side of your chest. Inhale to a gentle cobra. And then as you exhale, take it back to child pose. So knees wide, again big toes to touch. And it might be nice in this child's pose just to reach your hands behind you. So really allowing the shoulders to become heavy here. And you can take a cheek to rest or the forehead, whatever feels best for you. So from here, we're going to take it into our single seated leg extension. So just taking the weight back into the hands, and then you're going to come to sit on the bottom, but keeping the bend in your left knee and extending the right leg out in front of you. So sole of the left foot is to the inside of your right thigh. As you inhale, just lifting up through the hands, just make sure that the sit bones are really connecting to the mat beneath you. Deep breath in, and on your exhale, folding down that right leg. So again, not rounding through the back here, not nose to knee, more about chest towards the thigh. And you can keep as much of a bend in this leg as possible. There is no point on forcing it to be straight and causing injury. So by keeping it bend, you can slowly start to ease and straighten it out. Inhaling, slowly starting to lift up in your own time. And then coming to repeat on the opposite side, so taking the bend into the right knee, sole towards the left thigh, left leg extended in front of you. Just again, just maybe move the fleshy part of the bottom away, really feeling that connection. Inhaling, reaching hands up and overhead. And then as you exhale, folding down that left leg. So again, trying to keep the spine long. You can keep as much of a bend into that knee. And then slowly, gradually, using the breath, starting to ease and straighten it out. But again, knowing that there is no rush for that. Knowing that we are all on our own journeys, there is no expectation, no pressure. So taking that off yourself. You're in the comfort of your own homes right now. So feel free to just really give yourself what it is you need, meet yourself where you are. Staying connected and honouring yourself and your body. Inhaling, slowly starting to lift back up. So we're going to take it from here into a straddle. So just taking the legs out wide, just as wide as feels good for you. Again, moving fleshy part of the bottom away. Inhale, reaching hands up and overhead. And as you exhale, you're just going to fold down the middle this time. So again, the movement in yoga is always in the hinging of the hips. So not rounding through the back to get the head towards the mat. So just moving the body forward, almost like through the side ribs. You're being brought up and forward, hips folding, And then just reaching the hands in front of you. And if you're still quite upright, that's absolutely fine. Again, you can take a bend into the knees in this position. But slowly using the breath, starting to ease, starting to fold. Being patient with yourself, with your body. But seeing if with each and every exhale you can just let go of a bit of that tension that you're holding on to, softening a little deeper, travelling a little further. Okay, slowly starting to lift back up. Walking hands back in towards the centre, and then taking your legs, reaching them out in front, just give them a gentle wiggle here. Maybe a windscreen wiper might feel nice. And then hands behind the back, we're just going to take it into a reverse tabletop for a couple of breaths. So spreading the toes out wide on the mat, grounding through both hands and feet. You're just going to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, just gently counteracting those forward folds with a little back bend. And then lowering your bottom all the way down to your mat, dropping onto your forearms. We're going to take it into our happy baby. So drawing knees in towards the chest. And then taking peace fingers, wrapping them around either the big toes, if the big toes aren't available to you. Some days they are to me, some days they're not, it just really varies. So whether they're available to you or if they're not, taking the calves. If that's not available, just taking the thighs. And you want to make sure that your lower back here is still flat on the mat and trying to keep the shoulders on the mat as much as is possible as well. And you can maybe just take a gentle rock or sway, closing down through your eyes, really starting to soften now. So from here, if you do have the strap or the dressing gown belt to hand, it might be a good time to take it. So you're going to drop the left leg down and keep the right leg extended. So if you can't quite keep hold of the toes with the foot, you can take the dressing gown strap and wrap it around the foot, or you can keep a bend into the knee. So this position is more about opening through the hips here. So either fingers to toes or strap around the foot, or taking a bend into the knee and just maybe holding the shin. You're just going to move that right leg over towards the right. So opening through the hips, through the inside of that right leg, trying to keep the back still flat on your mat. So if you need to bring that leg back up a little bit, then do. And you can maybe even take the left hand to the left hip, just drawing that down towards the mat. Coming back to centre. And then everybody now drawing right knee into chest, we're going to take it into a supine twist. So left hand to right knee, rolling over towards the left, and the right hand reaches towards the right, taking the gaze on that right hand. Coming back to centre. Left leg draws in towards the tummy, right leg extends in front of you. And again then, just either taking the peace fingers to the toe of the big toe of that left foot, or taking the strap around the top of the foot, or maybe taking a bend into that knee, holding the shin or holding the back of the leg, the back of the thigh. And then you're just going to slowly move that leg over towards the left, which is impossible for me because I've got a big wall in the way. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea moving upstairs to this room, but lessons learned, hey? So I'm just going to rest it here. And then slowly take it back to centre, bending into that left knee, knee to tummy. Right hand comes to the knee, rolling over to the right now, and then taking your gaze over to the left. So you can really use that right hand to draw the left knee down, but again, making sure that the shoulders are still connected to the mat. So if they start to roll up, just ease back, draw that left knee back a little. And then slowly coming back to centre. So extending both legs out in front. In fact, maybe just take both knees actually just into the tummy for a moment. Take a gentle rock side to side, massage through the lower back. And if you want, you can just reach the hands all the way around the legs and drawing the head up and towards the knees. Open a bit more through the upper back. And then coming to extend the legs out in front of you, hands down by your sides, palms face up towards the ceiling. So allowing the whole weight of your body now, from the crown of your head, working your way all the way down to the soles of your feet, allowing every single part of you to soften, to relax, to let go. Knowing that there is nowhere else you need to be right now. You are exactly where you should be, doing what you should be doing. So allowing the muscles around your face, around your eyes to relax, around your mouth, allowing your jaw to become slack. Feeling as your shoulders again become heavy, letting them go. Your arms, your hands, connecting to the mat beneath you, to that support. Allowing the rise and the fall of your body to become more shallow as the breath continues to soften. Hips falling out wide. The muscles in the legs that have worked so hard for you today, again allowing them to become heavy, to start to heal. Feet falling out wide. Letting every single part of you surrender into your final healing resting position, Shavasana. Now I always like to end my classes with a reading or a quote, and at the moment I've talked a lot about connection in the physical sense in today's class, and connection to yourself. And at this moment in time that we're living in, connection is so important, even if it is through a screen or it's not in person. Any way we can connect is just so vital right now. So I wanted to share this quote with you about connection. We cannot live only for ourselves. 1,000 fibres connect us with our fellow men. Among those fibres are sympathetic threads. Our actions run as causes, and they come back to us as effects. You're just starting to bring some awareness back to your body. Give your fingers, your toes a gentle wiggle. And then reaching hands overhead, extending your feet the opposite way. Take a really deep full body stretch. Hugging knees into chest. And then just rolling over to your right side. And then slowly, when you're ready, coming up to find a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Taking your hands to your heart center. And as always, just finishing our practice by checking back in, observing how you are feeling now, how you're feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, observing whether anything has shifted for you from when we started the practice 75 minutes ago. Coming back to your intention you may have set at the beginning of your practice and noticing whether there is a way that you can continue to honour that in life off the mat throughout the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend. And also coming back to the idea of connection. And again, knowing how important it is right now for each and every single one of us. Is there maybe somebody that you could reach out to, that you've been thinking about connecting with, but haven't yet done so? Maybe somebody that you can check in with, knowing that we all need connection. We are all human beings, connection to ourselves and connection to others. And then finally taking the last moment just to really appreciate and to acknowledge yourselves for logging on this morning, creating the space, the time for you to find some movement, to sit in some stillness, again to connect, to observe what is going on with you and honouring that. Taking one last deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, bowing your head chin to chest. Namaste.